Is it straight? This video won't be.
Here it goes.
Hey guys, it's Shay, and as you can tell by the title, today we're going to explore if I'm asexual. So if you're not familiar with my channel, then usually every now and then I'll ask myself a question and then I take quizzes online to find the answer. So I did one, do I have a type? I don't know if I actually did an online quiz for that, more so than I called my friends and asked them. I forget the other question that I asked myself, but basically I'll put the link or video thingy things, thumbnails in the video. I know it's Pride Month, which is why I wanted to do this video finally, because I wanted to do this video for a long time. I'm not using this opportunity to try to like gain new followers. The moral of the story is, right, so a lot of my friends assume or have asked me in the past if I'm a lesbian. The first time I got asked this question was in 9th grade, and then most of them claim or came to the assumption that I'm asexual, because we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into my reasoning, but as y'all can see the conversations, a lot of my friends have asked me or just plain out said like, you're asexual. I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, yeah, you are. So I already know I'm not a lesbian, so I don't even want to do that quiz. How do I know? Because I can't see myself licking a cooter. I'm sorry. I know that's not the whole gist of lesbianism or sexuality in general. Let's just get into the asexual. We're gonna talk about the definition of asexuality, the different branches of it, and then I'm gonna do some quizzes, and then I might call some friends or text some friends and be like, hey, do you think I'm asexual? But let's get into it, right? So I'm not a hypersexual person. I of course talk about sex and stuff like that, but I do it more in a curiosity way. If you've seen my Omega videos or questions for males videos, you see I'm really blatant, like, you trying to do butt stuff, like I'm really blatant about it, but I've just come to terms like sex is just like a thing, you know. I try to strip away the stigma of sex, especially sex in regards to women talking about it, because I feel like when girls talk about it, it's so like, oh my gosh, why is she talking about it? Especially like body count, stuff like that. But when guys talk about it, it's like, oh, that's what dudes do. Especially like if you ask a guy, do you masturbate, right? They're like, duh, I'm a dude, duh, I've been doing that since I was like 10, duh. But if a girl says she masturbated, then it's like, what are you doing? Are you that lonely? Like, why is it not the same energy? Anyway, what was I talking about? So I'm not very hypersexual, and the same thing, like a lot of girls when they start talking to a dude, if they ain't dude, right? First question, are you a virgin, right? When guys ask it, they have a sexual agenda, right? But if I were to ask somebody that question, it's just pure curiosity. What's the reasoning? Like, do you have a reason? What's the tea? You know, not to be like, oh, how many people you been with? It's not that deep to me. As I go about explaining this is why people assume that I'm either a lesbian or asexual. Also, I'm not that geeked on like losing my virginity or like having sex. It's not that serious to me. A lot of people are like so fascinated about like, I need my back blown out ASAP, right? And when we have those conversations in high school, when we had a girls chat or whatever, and they were like, oh, I need my back blown out, I'm ready to lose my virginity, I'm ready to have my first kiss. I'm not gonna say I was capping during the conversations or whatever, but I didn't really have nothing to say. Like, I was just there for a good time. I like to hear other people's perspective on things, but I wasn't like, y'all, I need to be up in somebody's sheets before college. I need somebody to kiss me ASAP. I need somebody to fill up on me, you know? I was not that pressed. Even with my first kiss, if y'all saw that video, I wasn't really pressed about it. The only reason why I like wanted to do it was because like, I don't want to give guys too much power in college, you know? If that actually does happen, I'm like, hey, my first kiss, my first time I had sex, first everything. You don't want to give guys that much power, you know? But it wasn't like I felt like I was missing anything. More people were telling me I needed to do such and such sexually more than I was thinking about it, you know? And then in terms of relationships with guys, guys, it's an ick. Like, I know people like, oh, it's a trend to hate guys, but I don't hate guys because I have a lot of guy friends. But people always assume like, oh, if you have a guy friend, one of y'all had to have some type of feelings towards each other. Like, you had to like them at one point. But for real, like, even if I did like them, it was for smooth 2 days. Like, I'll get the first, oh, they're cute, oh my gosh, they have a little bit respect, they do the bare minimum, they're not like trash, you know? I'm like, oh, maybe I would. But then I start thinking like, if I was in a relationship with them, I would have to like hold their hands and like kiss them. Like, this is why people think I'm asexual. When I see a person and I'm like, do I actually like them? I imagine doing like I was not about to say doing sex. I imagine doing like relationship things with them, right? Things you would expect in a relationship. That's the main reason why I don't want to be in a relationship anytime soon, because I feel like there's a lot of expectations with that, and I don't want to force myself to be like hypersexual or just like, you know, that type of romantic. So I can be romantic, I think. I've never had the opportunity to. I have potential. I give pretty decent gifts, and I feel like if you transfer them into a romantic relationship, it could work. Anyway, I try to like imagine myself, like see the person, I'm like, okay, I think I might like them, but then I'm like, okay, so like eventually we will have to like hold hands in public, which is cool. And then like, can I see myself kissing this person? And then I'm always thinking like long term, can I imagine myself ever in the future at all have sex with this person? Am I comfortable enough to not even get like full naked? Just like if they touch me, will I feel comfortable with that? Would I get, you know, hot? I don't know if that's a weird way of thinking about things, but that's literally like, if I think I like somebody, I literally just think, okay, if I was in a relationship with them, can I see myself being romantic, if that makes sense? So how I know I'm not a lesbian is because like, yes, I think other women are attractive because I'm not blind. People be fine, you know? And the proportions from fine women that I see versus fine men, the women be taking over. But then again, I be like, but can I see myself looking a cooter? I can't. I really can't. And then if you saw my questions for males with Micah, I was like, I can't see myself like that. That just seems so, it's just like, and I say that now, and if I come on here like 2 years later talking about something, so see what happened was, don't quote me, you know, people change. It's different because like, yes, I can see myself having sex with a man, penetration wise, okay, but for me to do said actions to a man, it doesn't feel very Harriet Tubman of me. It doesn't feel very, you know, woman empowerment. Like I said, maybe things would change, but what are we talking about? Yeah, so like, yes, I can see myself being sexual, right? But just to see a random person and be like, I want him to blow my back out. Maybe I'll say it's a jokey joke, but if he actually tried, I'm like, sir, relax, we're not gonna do that, you know? But all that to say is that I know I'm not a lesbian. Okay, so the only thing we have to address is I was about to say the queerness, the asexuality aspect of it. So all that to say is, here we are about to see if shawty is asexual. So first we're going to talk about the definition of asexuality. Asexual, according to WebMD, is the lack of sexual attraction to others or a low interest in sexual activity. Hello? Some people consider asexuality to be their sexual orientation, and others describe it as an absence of sexual orientation. Okay, so it says it is common for asexual people to have romantic but not sexual attractions to others. They may identify as hetero, homo, bi, or pan-romantic. So that's basically the gist of it, is that the lack of sexual attraction to others. So this is the other one I wanted to do that I saw. So this is the Trevor Project. It's basically saying the same thing. It's important to remember that asexuality is an umbrella term and exists on a spectrum. Asexual people, also known as ace or aces, may have little interest in having sex, even though most desire emotional, intimate relationships. Within the ace community, there are many ways for people to identify. I also want to be noted that I also wanted to talk about this, not because it was Pride Month, but also because my freaking YouTube recommended videos recommended do all asexual people think the same video, and like other asexual videos, I was like, are you telling me something? Like, jeez, I get attacked enough. Okay, so asexuality isn't abstinence because of a bad relationship, abstinence because of religious reasons, celibacy, sexual repression, aversion, or dysfunction, loss of libido due to age or circumstance, fear of intimacy, inability to find a partner. Aces might want friendship, understanding, empathy, fall in love, experience arousal and orgasm. Choose to masturbate. Choose to engage in sexual activity. Choose not to engage in sexual activity. Be of any gender, age, or background. Have a spouse and or children, right? Because it's just you have like a low sex drive, I would assume. It was a question in the video that I was talking about. It was like, do you get horny? And people were like, well, yeah. But some people were like, it's an inconvenience more so than a ooh, I'm hella horny, you know? So that was interesting to see. So here are a few common terms to explore. Demisexual, so people who only experience sexual attraction once they form a strong emotional connection with another person. Here's the thing with me. right. I would say I will agree with that for me specifically, but at the same time, when I'm thinking about like past situations, I'm the type of person who's like, oh, I need to develop a friendship before I actually get into a relationship with somebody. But then I did that, but we were friends for a long time, like 5 years. So I feel like my brain couldn't switch gears. So it was really hard for me to find like a sexual or romantic attraction to that person. I had a story time about it. I didn't say the whole story time. I didn't do a part 4, which I'm debating on if I want to do it, because it's just, at this point, it's been so long. Anyway, if you want that, let me know. The gist of it is like, there was no shifting gears. Like, we were just friends, and then it was like, boom, relationship. So for me, it felt like, even though we were friends, the transition to a romantic relationship set me up for failure, basically. My brain, like I said, it sees black and white. If there's gray areas, that's where I start messing up. I did have like a strong emotional connection to that person, but it was more in a friendship type of way. So if any of my friendships now, they transition to like, hey, I like you, we would have to have like a flirting phase, and then I would have to actually like switch my gears and be like, okay, so I do like this person. It's really easy for me to switch from, oh, I like this person romantically, to like, no, I think they're just friends, rather than it's friends to romantic, if that makes sense. Okay, so there's grade A, people who identify somewhere between sexual and asexual. Okay, and then queer platonic, people who experience a type of non-romantic relationship where there's intense emotional connection that goes beyond a traditional friendship. Okay, I can understand that. So frequently asked questions. My friends talk about sex all the time, but I don't feel a desire to be with someone that way. Is it normal to not feel any sexual attraction towards people? Yes, it's completely normal to not feel sexual attraction towards other people. Love doesn't have to equal sex. You can have strong, meaningful relationships with friends or partners that don't necessarily involve a sexual connection. In fact, there's a huge spectrum of identities and sexualities out there that can help describe different kinds of attraction. I kissed my boyfriend for a day. This is, I kissed my boyfriend for the first time and it was gross. Does this mean I'm asexual? I'm not laughing at the question. I'm laughing because I literally just talked about this. Not necessarily. There are a lot of things that make up our identity, and who we are physically and romantically attracted to can be discovered over time in many different ways. It sounds like you're listening to yourself and are in touch with your feelings. That's an awesome first step. What you experience is perfectly normal, even though being grossed out by your first kiss might have been confusing. People who identify as asexual experience little or no sexual attraction to others. Asexual or aces often identify somewhere on a spectrum that includes their emotional, spiritual, and romantic attraction to other people. It might be helpful to think about how you feel about your boyfriend too. How do you feel about him romantically, spiritually, and emotionally? Remember, love does not automatically equal sex or being physical. In fact, there are many happy, healthy relationships that doesn't involve me. Are you asexual? That's what you decide because you know you best. I don't know. It's really hard me about my whole sexuality. It says there's little or no sexual attraction. Because I feel like I can be romantically attracted, but sexually, I feel like I can though. Maybe I'm gray, you know? Maybe I'm the gray area, because I feel like I could, but I would have to have like a strong connection to these people. So I feel like, oh dear, I think you're having an identity crisis here. Because it's a bit strange, isn't it? You think you're one thing and then people can tell you other things, and it's a bit strange, isn't it? Also, when I was watching the video, some people were like, there's some people who identify as asexual, but they don't really identify themselves within the LGBTQ plus community, because that community, what I watched from the video, is like sexual, very sexual orientated. Especially if you go to Pride, it's very sexual orientated, so they just have their asexual group instead of like the gay community, you know? So I thought that was kind of interesting. Okay, so again with the gray A, so gray asexual are terms used to describe individuals who feel as though their sexuality falls somewhere on the spectrum of sexuality between asexuality and sexuality. Demisexual individuals are those who do not experience primary sexual attraction but may experience secondary sexual attraction after close emotional connection has already formed. If I am asexual, then it would either be, I feel like you can't be demi and gray, you know? Can you be like demi gray, you know? Demi Lovato? No, demi gray. So there's different types of attraction. Let's get into it. So sexual attraction that makes people desire sexual contact or shows sexual interest in other persons. Also, I would like to state that for a long time, like middle school up until maybe like 10th grade, I hated people touching me. I hated people giving me a hug. I'm like, but after a while I started getting like very touchy with people, and I started craving that type of intimacy, but just on a platonic level. But I think it's still, with me, it's like the expectations within a relationship. Cause like, what if people expect me to be like touchy-dovey? That's what happened in the last relationship. I don't think he expect. Well, it was a situation. I need to do this part 4 so this makes sense. Like, okay, so he came over one time, right? And he was taking pictures, but in my mind, I don't know why I couldn't be like, this is my boyfriend, this is my boyfriend, this is my boyfriend. But I was just like, okay, this is my friend. But then we were like taking a picture, and then he was like. He was like trying to hug me, not hug me, but you know, you take the lovey-dovey couple like post it up, right? Now if I thought of him as my friend, I could have easily done that because I knew there was no expectations. But now that I was like, okay, he my boyfriend, so like I kind of not have to do it, but I have to show that I'm attracted to him romantically, if that makes sense. And there's also layers to that story because I don't have we know much experience romantically with people, but in that situation I only had 2 relationships, and the first one didn't last long, didn't see him at all. But then again, we still also had like a flirtationship, but the fact that there was a clear line, there was like friendship aspect, but then we also like had flirtatious aspect. But when he was being like flirtatious, I was like, okay, this is cool. But with the other person, it was just like, we have to dig into that in part 4. What was I getting at? Like physical touch, right? Now I feel like I'm a very touchy person, but I feel like the extra aspect of a relationship was like, I don't know, if you ask my friends, I know my limitations, and like if we're really close, then you know I'm very touchy. I feel like I can be a bit clingy at times, but also I have like the independent side of me that makes me not want to be clingy. So I just feel like, I don't know why I'm rambling a bit. I forgot what I was getting at, but hopefully that made sense to somebody, anybody, somebody. Ella Enchanted hit different. Anyway, romantic attraction. I need to stop. Romantic attraction that makes people desire romantic contact or interaction with another person or person. I've discovered if you look at a person too long, they become unattractive. I will watch a movie with a person that I've seen a lot of times, and I stare at them, and I'm just like, you're not cute. You ruined it. You just ruined it, you know? Aesthetic attraction occurs when someone appreciates the appearance or beauty of another person, disconnected from sexual romantic attraction. Sensual attraction, the desire to interact with others in a tactile, non-sexual way, such as through hugging or cuddling. Okay, I can get with that. Never cuddled with anybody, but I feel like I can get with it. Emotional attraction, the desire to get to know someone, often as a result of their personality instead of their physicality. This type of attraction is present in most relationships, from platonic friendships to romantic and sexual relationships. Like yes. Intellectual attraction, isn't that sapiosexuality? The desire to engage with another in an intellectual manner, such as engaging in conversation with them, picking their brain, and it has more to do with what or how a person thinks instead of the person themselves. Okay, so there's romantic orientation. Describes an individual's patterns of romantic attraction based on a person's gender, regardless of one's sexual orientation. For individuals who experience sexual attraction, their sexual orientation and romantic orientation are often in alignment, i.e. they experience sexual attraction towards individuals of the same genders as the individuals they are interested in forming romantic relationships with. Examples of romantic orientation: aromantic, isn't that aromas? Individuals who do not experience romantic attraction toward individuals of any genders. Dang, what if I was aromantic? Individuals who don't experience romantic attraction to any gender. Sheesh. Cause man, I haven't seen what you've been offering, right? I didn't really get it, and I gay by romantic attraction towards males and females, got it. Hetero, romantic attraction towards people of different genders. Homo romantic attraction towards people of the same gender. Oh, panoramic, we're in a panoramic. Attraction towards persons of every gender. Polyromantic, attraction towards multiple but not all genders. Gray romantic, individuals who do not often experience romantic attraction. Demi-romantic, any individual who does not experience romantic attraction until after a close emotional bond has been formed. People who refer to themselves as demi-romantic may choose to further specify the genders of those they are attracted to. Example, demi-homo romantic. Okay, so one of these types of relationships is referred as queer platonic relationships. Queer platonic relationships are those relationships that are not romantic in nature, but they involve very close emotional connections that are often deeper or more intense than what is traditionally considered a friendship. Since there is not adequate language to describe queer platonic partners, some people refer to these partners as zucchini. And then squish is a term used to identify aromantic crushes, desire for non-romantic platonic relationships with another person. Okay, I can get with with that. So boom, I feel like we're all on the same page of what's asexual, the gray asexual, demisexuals, all the sexuals. So now that we're all on the same page, let's take a few quizzes here. I feel like I haven't had much experience, you know, outside these four walls to know if I really do have romantic feelings for people. Because what if I just don't like the people in my county? I was gonna say in my country, my county, you know. What if I'm just very limited, right, very limited, so I'm not attracted to these people, you know. But there are instances in high school where people are like, this man is fine. I was like, I don't see it. But that doesn't have to do with sexual attraction. It's just like physicality, I guess. I don't know. It's all rubbish. It's all a myth. Okay, so this is the asexual test based on the work of Dr. Yule. He has a PhD, or she, I don't really know. This is the first test we're gonna do because it's the first one I click on. Hopefully you don't have to pay for nothing because I'm not doing it. You're not taking my money. Alright, so 6 minutes. So below is a list of questions that relate to life experiences common among people who experience a lack of sexual attraction towards anyone or anything. Please read each question carefully. Let's get into it, shawty. So 1, I am repulsed by sex. Not really. I mean, it just means to an end, you know what I mean? So I'm just gonna say not me because I'm really not repulsed by it. If you would have asked me like 2 years ago, I'm like, yeah, it's disgusting. But now I'm just like, you know, gets the job done. Okay, I do not really know what it's like to feel sexual attraction. I feel like for guys, right, if you feel sexual attraction, you physically see the sexual attraction, you know? A boner, if you didn't know. I mean, I guess girls you can't see it, but there's some emotions in the cuter area, you know? I'm trying to think, have I ever saw someone and be like, I want to sex you? I'm gonna say describes me somewhat because I really couldn't tell you. I haven't seen enough people. A person's physique does not factor into his or her attraction for me. No, because you have to look fine, delicious. Sex scenes and movies are boring to me and make me feel estranged. I don't think they're boring. I'm thinking about 365 days. I'm like, I didn't feel estranged. I'm just gonna say not me. It's definitely okay for me to be in a relationship with someone who does not want to have sex. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say definitely me. I'm trying to give y'all like the honesty because I'm really trying to dig deep because I feel like, let's say if I went to a person, they were like, I'm celibate or like I'm waiting till marriage, right? I wouldn't be upset. Like if I had urges, right? There's methods, you know, TikTok, they show you get the rose. That sexual desire is with yourself though, but not with other people. And I feel like appearances, it says a tendency to not experience sexual attraction or not interested in having sex. But I would assume that's with others, right? Like if a guy who identifies as asexual was like, I need to jack off, not necessarily like I need to have sex, you know, does that count? I don't know. I'm just gonna say definitely me because I really don't care, especially in this time. I prefer to be in a relationship with no sexual activity. Right now I don't really fancy having sex anytime soon. I really don't know how to answer this question. Okay, I'm gonna be serious. I prefer to be in a relationship with no sexual activity. Right now I'm gonna say yes. Because it's just too much expectation. I just don't want the expectations. I'm gonna say definitely me. Oh my god. I've never initiated sex. No. No. I've barely initiated a handshake. Are you stupid? I wouldn't mind if I have never had sex again. Can't say again if you never had it. Never had sex? Like never have sex? Okay, here's the thing, right? The only reason I would want to have sex right now in my current state of mind is for curiosity purposes. Like, what's the big hype? But also, if I meet somebody who I'm like, I want to have sex with you all the time, you know? I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind if I never had. Okay, let's just say instead of again, just never have sex. I feel like I would mind, you know? I want to know what's the hoot and hollering about eventually, even if it's wait till marriage, you know? I'm gonna say describe me somewhat because I can't relate to terms like sexy or hot to describe me or describe other people. To describe me? To describe me, no. Also, I don't think I have a big like sexual aura to me, you know? I'm like the sis. I don't give Megan good. You can catch me like once in a blue moon feeling like that, but would I describe myself as sexy or hot? No. Would I describe other people as sexy or hot? I wouldn't say that. I would say hot. I'm like fine. I'm gonna say describes me somewhat. I lack interest in sex or sexual activities. I'm gonna say definitely me because I really didn't care. I don't feel that I fit the conventional categories of sexual orientation such as heterosexual, homosexual, or bisexual. No, because I feel like I'm heterosexual, if anything. I go to great lengths to avoid situations where sex might be expected. Yeah. Yeah, I can't even deny that. Like, there's no arguing. This is supposed to be 6 minutes. I feel like we've crossed 6 minutes. I think that others think more about sex than I do. Maybe the act of having sex, but for me, I think about things very casually. Like, I think about death very casually. When I think of like the questions for males or questions to ask when Mego people, I usually go towards the sexual route. I'm gonna say it describes me somewhat. I see naked, conventionally attractive bodies does not arouse me. Arouse? If I saw like a naked dude, right, the genitalia part, it wouldn't arouse me. It's not cute, you know. I'm gonna say describes me somewhat, because like everything but that, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not blind. I really feel sexually attracted to anyone. Yeah, I haven't looked at me like, yeah, I want you to. I'm gonna say definitely me. I think about sex in a very scientific way without experiencing erotic feelings. I'm gonna say describes me somewhat. I would prefer to be sexually inactive. I wouldn't prefer it. I mean, I guess I would prefer it now. This guy describes me somewhat. I think that sex has nothing to do with love. I think it plays an important component of love, but I don't think it's like the main thing, because sex is such an intimate aspect of a relationship that it does have something to do with being in love. But a lot of people can separate the head from the penis or other genitalia. So I'm gonna say it describes me somewhat, because I really couldn't tell you. I'm confused by how much interest and time other people put into sexual activities. Confused by it? No, I understand it. Like, it feels good, you know. I'm sure like you're attracted to that. So I'm not. It doesn't confuse me. It's good. Strong indication of asexuality. Your answers suggest a strong indication of asexuality. You may find that you have very low or no interest whatsoever in sexual activity or in having sex, and or experience a lack of sexual attraction to anyone. You may still desire romantic relationships, but you do not feel the need to have sex. Moreover, you are likely... Bro, can you just chill? Moreover, you are likely to avoid situations in which you have proposition for sex and may find that sexual intimacy feels unwarranted in the context of intimate relations or connections. However, please note that tests such as this one cannot replace the judgment of actual healthcare profession. Thank you. Okay, so the first test is yes, I have strong indication of asexuality. Fine. Next. Their flag is kind of dope though, not gonna lie. Let's say, which kind of asexual am I? Is this a question about cake? Because I'm gonna be upset. Okay, you know you're asexual, so it's time... We skipped a few steps. You know you're asexual, so it's time to discover where you fall on the spectrum. Are you ace, demi-grade, maybe? Cupio? What is that? So this quiz is meant for people who already know they are ace, but ultimately that's up to you. I hope this helps. So starting off, when would you have sex with someone? When the person is my significant other? Never. Yuck, just no. Once I know them well. When I don't know them. I don't want to say once they're my significant other, because even then, because know them well and then being my significant other can mean two different things. But I wouldn't say never. I'm just gonna say when the person is my significant other. I feel like that's a safe route. Which are you the most likely to say about sex? I might have it with a stranger, someone I'm not close to. I'm not attracted, but I'll have sex. If someone feels attracted to me that way, sure, I'll have it. Yuck, no way. I won't be joining you, but thanks. You won't be joining them in sex. I feel these answers are not very specific, because like yuck, no ways, like that's very immature. And then the one, if someone feels attracted to me that way, I don't like that wording, because it's like I'm not necessarily attracted to them, but if they're attracted to me, then yeah, because that was my mindset. I'll have bodies after bodies. Like people, what? I'm just gonna say I'm not attracted by sex. I feel like that's the okay answer. Let me see what these comments say. Yeah, it says the quiz is badly made. You're better off researching where all the options is very limited. Excludes a lot of possible answers. Exactly. The choices can be somewhat limiting. Yeah, they're saying like the choices aren't giving what it's supposed to. What would you most likely think while watching porn? I like it. May I join you? I wouldn't be watching it in the first place. Yuck. I don't really like these options, because I feel like I wouldn't be watching it and yuck are on the same level. Yeah, it's just, I don't really like this quiz. Yeah, I feel like a middle schooler made this quiz. I'm sorry. We can't do this one. It doesn't give me, I don't like the questions. I don't like the options. Let's do this one just because the second one. I don't really like these type of quizzes when it's like on this type of website, you know what I mean? I only enjoy thinking about sex. Oh, it says I enjoy thinking about having sex. It's more in like a curiosity way, you know? I'm gonna say it's somewhat true. I like to watch naked people. What type of question is this? I don't like this picture either, because it gives off of bad vibes. It gives off creepy vibes. Can I just put false? Because I don't like I don't like how that question is worded. A perfect relationship is the one that includes no sex, only romantic activities. I'm just gonna put somewhat true because I really don't know. I might have sex with a partner only if they ask for it. No, you got me messed up. No, you got me messed up. Only if they ask to. No, if I want to do it, we would do it. I'm sure that I don't need to have sex. Oh yeah, I don't need to have sex. It's not that serious shit. Sex is the only tool to make babies. Do you know me? I have no babies here. Sex is only a tool to make babies. I don't agree with that. Yeah, I feel like I understand it. Like, I understand why people have sex. It feels good. I don't get it when other people talk about hot sex people in a passionate way. No, I get it. Sex is an unnecessary part of life. No, I don't think it's unnecessary. I wonder why would I need to touch someone else's body for pleasure? No, I understand it. I understand why people do it. Sometimes I think about sex, but I don't feel the need to experience it. It's like, true. I wouldn't mind if my partner never wants to have sex with me. I'll still love them. When you say never, what do you mean by that? Because never, like, in our whole relationship, not even once, not even after we get married, not once. I'm gonna say somewhat true. Why I say one of one? Oh, left. I'm not sexually attracted to anyone. Not right now. I find it hard to imagine having sex and enjoying it. No, I get why people have sex. It's just not the top front of my mind. I don't hate sex. I just need to get to know someone before wanting to sleep with them. I'm gonna say true. I don't want to have sex. It's a decision. I'm gonna say true. Sex is like food. What is this picture? Sex is like food. We need it to survive, but we don't have to love its taste. My relationship to food is very different from my relationship from sex. Okay, I'm gonna say false. Because you don't really need sex to survive. I mean, in a procreation aspect, yeah. Sex is an overrated concept. Yeah, I think it's overrated, but I get it. Based on your answers, there is a chance that you are an asexual or non-sexual person. Such people don't find it necessary to have sex, plus they don't feel a strong sexual attraction to other people. However, asexuality is sometimes a choice rather than a medical condition, so there's nothing to worry about. Many asexual individuals have normalized aiming. Why are they making it seem like that? I don't like how they, like, why do you have to make it, I guess some people might think it's a brain type of situation, like a lack of something that they need like medicine for, but why do they put emphasis on have normalized? You know how people will be like, you have ADHD, but people with ADHD live normal lives. That's kind of how it's making it seem like, but they're saying asexual. See, there's that. I just looked at how long I've been recording for, and it's been an hour, so I feel like we've got the point across. I'm gonna FaceTime Zachary because that's the only person I have on my laptop, and then I'm gonna text everybody else and I'll insert their responses here.
I don't know if I'm supposed to type this, but that's a little bit too much energy. No cap. Anyways, you hear me? Do I think you're asexual? Bro, I ain't gonna lie. The way it's looking, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, no, I don't think you're asexual. I don't know. I just don't think that you have somebody that can pique your interest for like an extended period of time. You might not just be a person that like you can like people, but like you can't like stay with them. Cause like every time you've been in a relationship, you got tired of it. So I don't know. Maybe the niggas was boring, or maybe you just don't fuck with them. Nah, for a second there, I did think you was gay though. I ain't gonna lie. I definitely thought she was lesbian. I thought she was just closeted for real. I was just like, bro, if you don't go and like express yourself, like, bro, why is you lying to yourself? That's why I be asking, like, damn, are you gay? Like, do you think that you're gay? But I feel like you might just be a straight woman that doesn't like men. If not, then you borderline almost asexual. You borderline like shit. But yeah.
Yeah, get into it. I'm gonna call Zachary. Let's see if he picks up. If he doesn't, my feelings will be hurt. Imagine he doesn't answer. It's a bit awkward, isn't it? Oh, Well, still not available for FaceTime for me. Guys, Zachary answered or called me back. So the question we explored today was, am I asexual?
You?
Yes. What are your thoughts and opinions?
Yes.
Can you at least explain? The silence. The silence is so loud.
I was about to start name dropping.
What do you mean?
Every guy you ever talked to, you didn't like them.
Okay. What I was saying was like, I feel like there's not much options. I was like, I have to wait till I get to college to really know.
I mean, that's also true.
Right. Our school only had 120 people graduating, if that.
And you already dated half of them.
Why would you laugh at them? And our school wasn't giving quality. Half of the boys were already dated through.
Dated through? Jesus Christ. Why are you doing this like that?
Or at least the typical, like, attractive ones. Like, booked and busy, you know what I mean? Some type of toxicity towards them. It was always a problem.
Shayna is also very toxic.
I'm not toxic. I already have a video about that. I am not toxic, first of all.
It's not her fault. She's just a Pisces.
Anyway, that's the end of this video. Okay, bye. This video is long enough. I think you got the gist of it. I guess based on the conclusion of said quizzes, I am asexual. However, I don't really want to identify as asexual until I experience life, you know, because of course it's kind of like if you ask a 12-year-old, what do you feel about sex, you know? I'm not saying I'm immature, but I just feel like if you're not around that type of atmosphere, you really won't have that desire. At least that's how I see it. So because I'm not in college, I don't see the guys, and the only people I talk to is literally the people that I know in high school and middle school. It's kind of like, of course you're not going to have no sexual attraction towards them. Yeah. That's all we have here today. Thanks. If you want more quizzes like these, let me know in the comment section below. If you want a part 4 for the high school story times, also let me know in the comment section below, because the only reason I'm not doing it is because like nobody really asking for it. I feel like, why would I expose myself like that if nobody asking for it? You know what I mean? Make sure you follow me on Instagram, ShayDay2X_. Follow me on Twitter, ShayDay2X_. Follow me on Snapchat, ShayAllDay_OG. And with that, I'm out. Happy Pride Month, guys. BL. First of all, the store, they be doing y'all dirty. With the pride clothes, they be doing y'all dirty. Okay, I have a question before we leave. Do gay people actually like the rainbow symbol? And what I mean by that is like, I feel like it's heavily like thrown at us. Every pride is just a rainbow automatically means pride, automatically means gayness, you know? But there's also different types of flags. So I feel like companies should start using different flags. It's more than just the rainbow flag, you know what I mean? Hella clothes is like just rainbow and rainbow and rainbow, and I feel like it's a bit corny, innit? I feel like it's kind of the same with like Black Lives Matter. They just do the same basic stuff, and it's like, yeah, I need some creativity, so like use the different flags. There's hella flags that don't get recognized, you know? That's my 2 cents. Bye guys.